Are you being gaslighted in your relationships? Anyone can gaslight, and it can happen to anyone without realizing it. First, I'll explain what gaslighting is. It's a manipulative tactic in which a person, in an effort to gain power and control over another individual, convincingly tries to plant ideas of uncertainty in another person's mind. This can create self-doubt and constant questioning, gradually causing the individual to question their own reality. The history of gaslighting goes back to the 1944 film Gaslight. This movie is about a husband who strategically brainwashes his wife into believing she is going insane. Gaslighting abusers gaslight cunningly to the point that a person does not recognize the reality of what is happening. In this video, I will be explaining 10 signs of gaslighting behavior, and then I'll give you 7 ways to turn the tables on gaslighters and disappear their overbearing and controlling behavior. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and tick the notification bell of upcoming videos. Welcome, all you powerful manifestors, to the AOM Art of Manifestation channel. I'm Manifestation and Life Coach Sterling Meyer. Here are the 10 signs of gaslighting behavior. Okay, number 1, outright lies. Now, you know the person's lying, yet they emphatically deny it. This can cause you to have self-doubt and begin questioning even the simplest matters. Number 2, they deny. You know what they said. However, they deny they said it. They want you to prove what they said. You start to doubt your memory and think maybe that they're right. And this causes you to question your reality and shift into their reality. Number 3, utilizing what you love against you. This manipulative tactic causes the person to doubt themselves and the things they value. For example, if the person loves their work, the gaslighter will find problems with it. If they have children, the gaslighter will make them believe they should never have been a parent, and what's more, they're a bad one. Number 4, losing your sense of who you are. Gaslighting is methodical and gradual. That's the cunningness behind it. So over time, the one being gaslighted becomes a different person. Self-confidence evaporates, and the person being gaslit becomes a weakened version of their former self. Their reality morphs into that of the gaslighter. Number 5, words versus actions. A gaslighter will talk and talk to convince a person of their love and concern for them. However, their actions will not back up their words. Number 6, love and flattery. Gaslighting is based upon tearing a person down and building them back up and then tearing them down again. This manipulative pattern becomes the reality for the one who is being gaslit. The praise and seeming love that they're receiving after being torn down, convincing them that this gaslighter, isn't really a bad person. He actually, or she, loves and cares about me. Number 7, confusion. Gaslighters create constant and consistent confusion, causing the other person to become desperate for clarity from the gaslighter, which in turn causes the gaslighter's power to increase. Number 8, projecting gaslighters. They project their own actions onto the other person. For example, like if the gaslighter is a liar and a cheater, they accuse the victim of being a liar and a cheater. You see? This causes the person to constantly defend themselves for the things they have not done. Number 9, you're crazy. At this point, the gaslighter knows the person is questioning their sanity. They know the other person is searching for clarity. So when they call the person crazy, the person's easily convinced of it. The gaslighter will also tell other people that person is crazy. If the one being gaslit ever contacts those people and asks them for help, they will not be believed. Number 10, everyone else is a liar. Gaslighters increase the dependence of the other person by telling them that everyone else are liars and that everyone is actually against them. Let's talk about how to disappear a gaslighter's behavior, eliminating the game of gaslighting. These are powerful ways to break the grip of a gaslighter and take back your life. We'll start with number 1, empathize with them. I know, it sounds odd and may seem difficult, but sometimes the best option in situations with a gaslighter is to simply accept what they say without taking what they say as your reality. We all see things differently, that's okay, but trying to manipulate and control your reality is not. Sure, we can listen to other people's opinions of something, but we don't have to adopt what they say for ourselves. A gaslighter's goal is to get you emotionally involved in an argument so they can then call you crazy, causing you to feel insecure and guilty. So take away the power they are trying to control you with by causing them to feel understood and respected. Number 2, listen to their side of the story. Now, not every gaslighter is a toxic bad person, meaning their behavior may result from their own pain and suffering. That doesn't mean it's okay for you to be mistreated. However, by taking the time to listen to their side of the story, you might be able to disappear the conflict. Listen to them without interrupting or starting an argument. Just be with what they say from an observational position. Don't actively take on their point of view as yours. And keep in mind, this is their experience and not the absolute truth. Experiences are just that, experiences, which are comprised of meanings and interpretations that we invent to form our experiences. See it as their experience, and it will be so much easier to accept it for what it is, their experience. When they feel heard by you, they may stop their destructive behavior. If they are a good person in general, they may even feel guilty for how they acted towards you. Number 3, confront them about their behavior. Gaslighters like to believe they're smarter than others. They think they're so clever and that they have the upper hand that you can't catch on to their behavior. Well, just let them know about their manipulative behavior by telling them you know what they're doing and you will not deal with it anymore. Be clear with yourself about the kind of relationships you want to engage in. This helps to take a stand for yourself and for your life. Gaslighting is most effective when the other person is confused by what is going on. So if you call them on it, you've extinguished the fire and the fight. Number 4, let them be right. For a gaslighter, winning an argument isn't enough. They thrive on getting you wound up emotionally. However, if you just let them be right, throw your hands up, even if you know you have a valid point, it will diffuse the situation. Because this stops their behavior. Since they thrive on arguing, there's no fire where there's no fuel. So think of letting them be right as a way of not allowing you to be the fuel they need to create their destruction. Number 5, stay emotionally neutral. When a gaslighter is trying to mess with you, it can be a very upsetting experience, and it's normal to feel upset. But you don't want to express those emotions outwardly, since that is their goal, to get you to be upset, so you can be manipulated by them. The best thing to do is to be non-reactive. Deactivate your impulses. Just don't emotionally get involved in this manipulation conversation. Number 5, don't become defensive. The worst thing you can do when it comes to a gaslighter is to justify, explain, or defend your behavior. If you feel you're in the right, refrain from thinking you can help them by convincing them of your side of the story. It won't awaken them to your truth and will most likely backfire on you. Gaslighters like to use anything you say as ammunition against you. They will twist your words to fit their agenda, and when this upsets you, they call you crazy. They expect you to get defensive. So turn everything around by surprising them with an unpredictable reaction. Number 6, communicate calmly rather than getting upset. We've established that you shouldn't argue with a gaslighter. The best course of action is to turn the tables on the gaslighter by communicating in a way that is clear, firm, and most importantly, calm. Say things calmly and firmly, like, I'm not willing to discuss this subject right now. Or, I will walk away if you keep speaking to me like this. Speak in an even tone so that they can't accuse you of yelling or trying to start a fight. Number 7, don't let them change the subject. If a gaslighter feels like you've gained control in a situation, they'll try to dominate you by changing the subject. This is in an attempt to get out of being held responsible for their actions. So stand your ground by telling them you're not interested in talking about anything else right now. No matter how many times they attempt to switch the subject, stay with the issue at hand to keep on track. Once they realize you're not going to indulge them, they'll eventually get tired of trying and give up. But if, on the other hand, they relentlessly continue their behavior, just walk away. This is one of the most frustrating situations for a gaslighter because they lose their power. If you would like to learn even more powerful ways to avoid destructive and abusive people from coming into your life, or transforming negative people into loving, caring, supportive, and understanding individuals, contact us at getyourlifenow.com for a free consultation. The only way to live a fully happy and successful life is to have all areas of your life thriving in the most satisfying and fulfilling ways. And we do that in 30 days. Receive the tools to turn a struggling and upsetting life into a heaven on earth existence for all quickly, easily, and joyously. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring you life-changing information. And until next time, I hope you create magic and miracles in your life.